Hello, everybody. Welcome to the TICPodcast. It's been a bit, and I want to talk about some shit. So, first of all, right off the bat, hey, it's Halloween season. It is October. Let's fucking go. It's time to decorate everything in orange and black and just, spiderweb it up. But I want to talk about something that has been on my mind for a bit. I have been seeing a lot, and I mean like an explosion this year of independent animation. And I can't think of a uh, more topical time to talk about indie animation than this year. So, I started animating in 2020, and I posted my first official pilot in July 2021. And, animation had been kind of underground for a little bit. It started with, Newgrounds and stuff like that. But recently, there'd been a lot, and I mean a lot, of professional level animators coming in and making Netflix level animation. All of a sudden, people are talking about indie animation like it's a genre. And this is good. This is great. This is basically making it relevant and viable for people to do as an actual career. I've been doing my own thing and carving my own path, being an indie animator for quite some time now, like 3 years. And in that time, I want to say that, it's kind of considered not real, if you know what I mean. Like, all of a sudden it's starting to get legitimacy because, people from big money and, big studios are starting to do it. But for a long time, if you said, "Hey, I'm an independent filmmaker," or "I'm an independent animator," people don't really take you like you're an official director. And finally, that stigma is starting to go away. Um, you know, I've known a lot of people in my, I guess, like subscriber count, who do the stuff I do. Like, something I tell people a lot is that when you do this kind of stuff, you tend to bump into people. Um, Independent animation is smaller than you think. Like, if you see a lot of pilots and stuff, you think, "Oh man, that's a lot of people," but you will probably bump into them online, and you'll make friends with them or not, but usually you will bump into these people, and it's a kind of a community. And now that we're getting these bigger shows, Lackadaisy and Has Been Hotel and stuff like that, we're getting bigger productions, bigger budgets. Murder Drones, Liam Vickers' Long Gone Gulch, Ramshackle, the heavy hitters, the big boys. Um, you know, I would say those people are definitely bringing animation to this conversation we're having. But it's been around for a while. I mean, like, I can recall way back, I'm gonna count Red versus Blue as this. Like, people have been doing internet animation for years, and independent internet animation, and even public access television and things like that. And we're getting to a point where finally it's considered a legitimate path. And that's kind of where I'm taking my path, and taking the route of doing the things I want to do, complete creative control and self-publishing. That has never happened ever. I'm reading this book. I talked about it last episode. It's called Wild Minds, and it's by Reed Mittenbuehler. And it's the history of animation from when it started in the turn of the century to about the 1950s. And as I'm reading this book, which is basically a biography of the genre, it's been monopolized by, major film studios for years. And I'm talking like the entire time, basically. And they are being threatened by the creators now. For the first time, animators have their own say and their own rights, and we can self-publish. I mean, people are able to crowdfund and generate their own budget and market it and keep all of the rights. If this was set in like the 1930s and we had the same technology and the internet, I think Ub Iwerks would completely say fuck Disney and own Mickey Mouse. He would tell him to go fuck himself, and I would be right behind him. There's so many sad stories about, comic creators and animators being fucked over by big corporations or people bigger than them. And for finally, we're seeing a pushback to that. Like the SAG-AFTRA strikes is an example of we're finally not going to take it anymore. And seeing the overwhelming amount of independent, filmmaking and independent animation, and indie games before that. Like, in 2010s, indie gaming started to really get popular, and that was like with Super Meat Boy and Braid and stuff like that. But now indie gaming is such a big genre that it's basically like mainstream now. And I think that's finally what indie animation is now. Like, we've been kind of pushing for that. We've been fighting for that. We had Newgrounds for years. But now it's like, hey, this is serious now. Like, if you told your parents, I'm going to be an independent filmmaker or an independent animator or something like that, it's not going to be considered like a fake career. And I'm not saying that if you are, doing that, you're fake, but it's always stigmatized. It's always considered, why won't you go to a big studio and make some real money? Why won't you get like, a big fancy job or a big fancy company and a brand that actually makes stuff that's, seen? But that's the thing. We are finally in an era where we can get our stuff seen and we can get our stuff made, basically. I started my studio with not much, but a school laptop and Clip Studio Paint. And over time, I got a scholarship, and I was able to get this scholarship and get some software, but all my animation is still made with Clip Studio Paint. I hardly, made much with Toon Boom or TV Paint, but what I'm trying to say is that you don't need expensive software. Like, I've used them by now. I've tested them out. And, the stuff that is available has never been cheaper and has never been more available. If you want, you don't even need to pay. I started drawing digital animation on Krita, and it's free, and I think it's going to be remaining free forever. And, that's the software I'll tell anyone to start with. It's great. OpenTunes is free, and I think it has more features, but it's a lot harder to use, and I didn't figure it out, so, good luck. But, there's apps on the mobile, on your phone, on your freaking regular phone, not like an iPad or a tablet or something like that, like a fucking phone. And, you could do it on a tablet too, but like, you could basically rub two sticks together and put it on the internet. That's how fucking easy it is right now. Like, you could just say, I want to make a video, and then by the power of Apple, some bullshit fucking TikTok thing will just manifest out of your ass. And there you go. Congratulations, you've made a video. That's how easy it is that technology is shareable. I'm not saying that you suck, but, if you make a video, it's that easy to make. I mean, obviously there's going to be effort, but the tools that are built into the infrastructure of the internet and now in 2023, you can pretty much do anything you want. Now, there's a caveat to that. In this great era we have for self-publishing and digital manufacturing, we have an overwhelming amount of content. And, that's kind of the key word, content. There's so many people out there that are doing what you want to do in the same way that you're doing it, that you have to be doing something unique. You have to be individual. You have to stand out. And everyone wants to stand out. So it's really hard for you to do something that hasn't been done before. And to do that, you have to be authentic. I've seen a lot of bullshit fucking really, really dumb videos. And the ones that stand out might not be the most polished, but damn, they stand out. Because they have a voice. And I would tell anyone, if you're interested in self-publishing or doing any of this like digital stuff, do the thing that makes you passionate. Do the shit that makes you want to do it. Like, don't emulate people. Don't find someone and say, I'm going to make this in the same way, but like, drawn nicer or something like that. Because they're going to see right through it. They're going to feel like it's just a copy. Even if it's good, it's still going to feel like someone else's work. So, with this whole thing, it's like we are in an era where not only is Hollywood changing, the entire creative industry is changing. I think even Netflix and whatnot is threatened by indie animation. I know there's definitely Has Been Hotel has finally gotten funded and been picked up by A24. So those big studios are still interested in this stuff and, getting in on it. But, we have self-distribution now. People can upload to Amazon Prime Direct. People can go and go to Film Hub and, they can self-publish through there. And good, great, awesome, yes. I want to live in a world where I can find pretty much anything I want. I remember the first time I saw YouTube and I'm like, oh my God, this site is me. Because, at the time, cable was fucking terrible. I mean, I liked the 2000s era of programming, but you could tell that Comcast just sucked the fucking life out of people. And here comes YouTube, this site where everything is free and there's no ads and you can just watch whatever the fuck you want. And it might be shitty, but it was cool. This is basically a revival of that same feeling. Like, all of a sudden, now, people have the power again. And I hadn't felt that in years. YouTube itself today is pretty restrictive, but it's also the biggest platform for anyone to get out there and be seen. I've done a lot of marketing through LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And there's other sites that I just don't care about trying out. I'm not going to do them. But getting your name out there is, it's a lot of work, and it is definitely about doing the hustle, getting the grind out, but it's doable. It's not been done before. I'm telling you, like back in this book, I'm reading about the stuff in the 30s. It was all owned by Paramount, MGM, Universal, and Columbia. Like, all these fucking assholes who ran Hollywood. They were the only ones into animation. It was a theater-run business, and the movie studios had a stranglehold on everything. They could tell the animators exactly what to do, and if they didn't, they were out of luck. And even Disney was a victim to that, so he became the bad guy. Like, for anyone who's curious how Disney became what he is because he was basically beat down by the system and said, fuck you, I'm going to do the same thing but worse. So, you can do what you want now. You can get out there and get your shit. It's just, the thing is, it's a lot more work because you're doing everything yourself. Even if you have a team, you have to push it, you have to market it, you have to get it out there, you have to make it real. But we have more creative control in self-publishing and distribution in the history of mankind. And I'm ready for it. I hope it stays. I hope we get like... I want more. It's tough that the bar has been raised because my work definitely isn't to the standard of Ramshackle or Long Gone Gulch or Murder Drones or whatever. They're all wonderful pilots with great animation and great stories. And my stuff is good, but it's not to that level. But that's okay. I mean, I heard from someone, someone on an interview that great art makes great art. Like, the more the bar is raised, the more good art gets made. So maybe I'm just a little defensive. Maybe I actually should be trying to up the ante and make my cartoons to that level. I think that, I have definitely improved since the beginning of my animation career doing Rip the Falcon. Way back in July 2021, my lines were a lot loose, way more shaky, and, I've been working, so I haven't had time to draw in a long time, but, the stuff I'm making now is a lot cleaner. And, I'd say that the timing is better too. So, with everything going on, I don't know if the strikes will get what they want, but, it's set a record for how many people support the rights of the actors and the writers and the artists and everyone involved. This is our moment. This is our time. We are in an age where we can own what we put out. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to just, I guess, get on this hype train that everyone is on, because I'm definitely like the last person to make a video about this whole topic. Everybody's been talking about indie animation, and I've kind of kept my tongue short about this topic, but it's definitely something that should be talked about. So you guys get your fucking Halloween decorations out. It's time to get spooky. It's time to watch some scary movies and go trick-or-treating eventually. So, yeah. Happy spoopy season. I'll see ya. Bye.